You got to do your part. Nice. Good morning, fam. It's a great day. And welcome to Jorgenfam Weekly. I'm Jon.
I'm Erin.
/
Sweet Bear.
Last week, I didn't expect you to do the / Sweet Bear. And I interrupted you, and you gave me the nastiest look. Right. My name is Jon.
My name is Erin / Sweet Bear.
Buckets is down there. Buckets is down there. So let's try it again. I'm Jon.
I'm Erin / Sweet Bear.
And this is Buckets. And we are the Jorgenfam. It is warm in here. Are you feeling it's like it's hot? Okay, never mind.
Come here.
Just going through a bit of menopause, that's all. Anyway, welcome to the show, everyone. It's episode 6. Number 6. I was going to say lucky number 6, but biblically that's actually not correct. But anyway, welcome to the show where we play games, we talk about things, and we talk about what we did last week. Sweet Bear, what did we do last week?
Well, last week started with Kayla's bridal shower.
Yes. If you didn't see it, I made a vlog about it, so if you haven't watched that video, you need to go and watch it now because it was a fun day. Sweet Bear did a lot of work for that shower. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Putting all that stuff together.
Well, I didn't put everything together.
No, but you put a lot. You put a good chunk of stuff together.
Thanks.
You did a lot of work for it. You did a good job.
Thanks.
You should be proud of it. For those of you who don't know, my sister is getting married in August. My little sister, which is kind of strange to say, but the wedding is 2 months away, and so she had her bridal shower this past weekend, and it was really fun. Buckets was not invited, but he is here now. And he's happy to be a part of the show, right, Bubba? Okay, good to see you. Good to see you. Okay. What else did we do this week? Last night, we started small group at our church.
Yeah.
We signed up for a summer small group at our church, and last night was the first meeting, so that was exciting. Don't necessarily have any footage from that, but that was exciting. Buckets was not there for that one either.
No.
And then this weekend, I'm really excited. We're filming this on Wednesday because tomorrow I'm leaving. Oh, my word. We're filming this on Wednesday because tomorrow I'm leaving to go down to Champaign, Illinois to perform with Art in Motion. It's a dance studio down there. I performed with them last year. They've choreographed to some of my spoken word poetry, and so I'm going down to perform it live with the dancers. It's a really fun weekend, but I'm going to be down there for the next 3 days. So we're filming on Wednesday, even though this is going to come out on Friday because I'm going to be gone and we're not going to be together for a couple days. So sad. But anyway, that's what we got going this week. But on the show, what we're doing this week, we are returning to a segment. I think this is the first time we're returning to a segment.
Oh, really?
Not a new segment. We're returning to one of the newer segments.
Okay.
We've done Question Time with Sweet Bear a couple times. But we're returning to one of the new segments called That's Life.
That's Life.
Oh, wow. Thank you for that intro.
You're welcome.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to That's Life, the section of the show where we talk about life. Hashtag.
Your ears are really red.
My ears are red? It's because I'm warm. I'm telling you, I'm really hot right now. I'm just... So we're talking on That's Life today about nutrition. A couple weeks ago, I think it was episode 4 of the show, right? Episode 4.
I don't remember.
We talked about fitness, and it was surprisingly, I think, the most popular portion of the show that we've done thus far.
Yeah.
I think people really enjoyed sort of hearing our thoughts as normal, everyday people and our fitness journeys.
John's sister was like, it was cool to hear just like normal people talk about fitness. Like, it's not like we're like bodybuilders or anything, but...
Right.
So I think that was cool.
Yeah, so because the last session of That's Life was so popular, I decided to bring it back to talk about a very related topic of nutrition. So today we're going to talk about food, we're going to talk about dieting, we're going to talk about nutrition, all of that stuff. To start, though, I thought it would be good to talk about why this is so relevant for us right now. And that's because starting, 2 days ago now?
I'm on day 3.
Sweet Bear is on day 3 of Whole30. For those of you who watched the vlog, you know that about a little over a year ago, we did Whole30, which is this sort of somewhat intense diet that you go
It's
on
like
for
a
about 30
restrictive
days.
diet. You cut out all sugar, grains, beans, basically anything yummy. You cut it out.
And so you cut that stuff out for 30 days, and there's a lot of information about it on the internet out there. And perhaps I'll link one or two of the vlogs where we were on Whole30. Perhaps I'll link those down below. But Sweeper just restarted Whole30, and so I thought, what better time to talk about nutrition?
Yeah.
How's it going so far?
Terrible.
Why?
I just want a pizza.
Yeah. Can't have pizza. I mean, you can make like a cauliflower pizza.
Ew, but you can't even have cheese.
True. What's a girl to do?
Yeah, I'm feeling like very low energy, very...
But they tell you that happens, especially in the
'cause
first
you're
week.
like...
You're just eating totally different things than you're used to eating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but...
So, I mean, I'm doing a modified version of it,
Yeah.
so...
But I thought since you're starting that, and since we talked about fitness last time, perfect time to talk about nutrition. And I thought what might be best is to really start by talking about like our own personal journeys with nutrition and dieting over the years. So, I mean, I guess I can start. When I was younger, I did not think twice about a single thing that I put into my body until I was maybe 17 years old. Like the idea that food contained calories and food contained fat and food contained anything but absolute deliciousness was a foreign concept to me. It did not correlate in my mind that if I ate 10 cheeseburgers versus if I ate 10 things of broccoli, those two things would have a different effect on my body, both, aesthetically and with my heart and my lungs and everything. Like, that just didn't compute to me until I was about 17 years old. And the reason that it started to compute was because I played sports all my life. And so I was getting tons of exercise all the time, going to like 4 or 5 sports practices a week. And I was 12, 13, 14 years old, so my metabolism was like a freaking jackrabbit. But then right around my sophomore year of high school, I stopped playing competitive sports because I was focusing more on theater. And even though I was going to rehearsals and things like that every day, I was not nearly getting the exercise naturally in my schedule that I was. And from the middle of my sophomore year to the middle of my junior year in high school, I gained about 40 pounds. Mm-hmm. And I was the heaviest that I'd ever been. And I didn't realize it until I decided I was going to try and go into musical theater and become an actor. And I looked at myself, I was like, man, I don't look like Ryan Reynolds at all. And so I started, for the first time, exercising, and that also meant figuring out what healthy eating was. And then for the past, I guess that was, 8 years ago for me now, for the past 8 years, I have probably done every single fad diet that is not, that is geared more towards men. Like, I'm not talking about, necessarily Weight Watchers or South Beach. Not that men don't do that. Men can totally do those things. But I think the general market, those things are more geared towards women. But like paleo, Whole30, plant-based dieting, if it fits your macros, 4-hour body, I've done it all. I've absolutely run the gambit on it. And my journey has been up and down. But that's sort of been my journey to this point. Sweet Bear, when you were younger, did you think about what you ate?
I think girls do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
More than guys, probably.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But were you super, conscious about it?
I mean, I knew I would, I knew...
Taba.
I knew I was eating poorly, but I was similar. I was dancing all the time, so I never really showed that I was eating a lot of chilies.
When was the first time you went on, a restrictive diet?
Well, a couple times in high school, I tried to do a diet, but, I feel like when you're in high school, you don't really have a ton of control.
No, that's true.
But I think college was, my freshman year of college, we did paleo for 2 weeks, and that was, the first, very intense sort of diet that I did.
And how do you do with those?
Really terribly.
You don't do very well. Whereas I find that I do really well with them, usually. Because for me, in my mind, it's like if I make the decision, if I set the rule, then there's no decision to be made after that. Like if I decide I'm not eating hamburgers, I just don't do it. Like
I like try to be as unhealthy as I can be within the diet that I'm.
Yeah, that's true. You do. So out of everything you've tried,
Yeah.
since you started being just more, what are you doing? Out of everything you've tried since you've been more conscious about what you've been eating, what has worked the best for you? What has been the most effective? Not just in terms of losing weight, but also in terms of overall lifestyle happiness.
Not dieting.
Not dieting at all. Not even thinking about it. Really?
I don't know. This is a terrible question.
I mean, it's a difficult
For me.
question. Well, because I feel like in my journey, it's been one of two things. It's either I've done this super duper restrictive diet and been really happy with like the results that I get physically, but in my life, I'm just like super sad.
That's how I
and
feel
super
about
upset all the time.
Yeah.
And so I think the trick is finding that balance between the two.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I found it actually, for me, I found most success in changing it up every now and then, and not sticking with one thing for too long. You know, like I'll do something for a month, and then I'll take a couple weeks where I just take it easy and I don't think about it at all.
Yeah.
And then I'll do something a bit more restrictive, and I'll do that for a month, and when it just gets boring or when it's really getting in the way of my happiness, I just sort of move on, you know?
Yeah, and you really liked macros lately.
Yeah, so currently, what I'm doing currently, since we talked about what she's doing, currently I just count my macronutrients, which are
I like doing a lot.
which are fat, carbohydrates, protein. You give yourself a set grams of those three per day, and you can eat whatever you want as long as you hit those three.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just wake up every day and I eat the same thing, you know, for 90% of my day I eat the same exact food, and then for one meal I change it up and we have dinner together.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one reason I think I'm pretty successful with diets, is because I have the ability to eat the same thing every day.
I hate eating the same
and
thing.
I don't get bored with it. But
Come here, Jabba.
so now that you've heard a bit of kind of each of our stories and our journeys with nutrition, I thought, since this is something that we both have been pretty conscious of and we both have done a lot of reading and experimenting with, thought we could give maybe a few tips for anyone who maybe is just getting into this idea, like they were told by a doctor they needed to lose weight, or, you know, just for the first time, the idea of taking care of your body from the perspective of what you eat, or it's someone who has been doing it for a long time and is maybe looking for something new, whatever. I thought we could share perhaps some nutrition, that was last time, tips for you all. And for me, my first tip, and these are in no particular order, would be to start small. Make one small change. I have a friend who's always been like a bigger guy, and when he went to college, he had some like knee problems and he had to lose some weight in order to get the surgery he needed to get. And the only real big change he made was he stopped drinking soda. That was it. And he lost a bunch of weight on it. And so I would say start small and make it not necessarily an additive behavior. By that, I mean, maybe don't start by adding something into your diet, but instead just take one thing away. Or like no soda, or, you know, I don't have chocolate anymore, or I don't know what it is for you, but just start very small. Say, I'm gonna have one healthy meal a day, or one healthy meal a week. Start small so that then you can have a victory easily, because that first victory is what's gonna propel you forward and keep you moving. My second tip would be to beware of minutia. And what I mean by that is there is only one way to eat healthy and take care of your body. It is to eat foods that are rich in nutrients and to control your portions and don't overeat. Anything beyond that is just minutia. When people say, oh, well, you shouldn't eat after 10 p.m., or you shouldn't eat within 30 minutes of waking up, or you need to make sure to not have more than 12 grams of sugar. All those things may work for you, but at the end of the day, that stuff is just minutia. If you're not doing the basic things, you're not going to see results physically, you're not going to feel better, and your nutrition is just going to be all out of whack until you can get those things down. Eating plenty of vegetables, getting plenty of protein, and getting plenty of good fat. Those basics are what I think people need to focus on, rather than just debating the minutia of like, oh, well, I don't have carbs because of this, or this diet's better because it allows you to have sweet potatoes but not potatoes. All that stuff is just people making excuses for why they're not getting the results that they want. And it's because they're not doing the basic things that you need to do. So don't get caught up in the minutia. Stick with the basics. Just eat good food. And then my third tip would be to clearly define your goals and to celebrate along the way. So if you want to, say, start eating better, don't just say to yourself, I'm going to start eating better. Make it a specific goal. Say, I'm going to make sure that my breakfast is a healthy, balanced breakfast. I'm going to try and get 30 grams of protein in my breakfast every morning. I'm going to eat in a way that I can lose 5 pounds in the next 2 months. Something that is a goal that is achievable, that is measurable, so that you know if you're making progress or not. Because if you just say, I'm going to start eating healthier, well, how do you know if you're eating healthier? What's the measure by which you're going to know if you're making progress or achieving your goal? And once you have achieved that goal, you need to celebrate it. And when I say celebrate it, whatever that looks like for you. For me, most of the time when I achieve a goal, it looks like going out and eating an entire pizza. And I don't think that there's anything necessarily wrong with that from time to time. To go out and to really just, because life is short, so go out and eat something that tastes really good. Go out and eat your favorite food and get back on it the next day. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that, as long as it doesn't turn into a habitual habit that you do every day. But when you celebrate that goal, that's going to give you the sort of impulse, or that's going to spur you on towards the next one. So those would be my tips. Sweeper, do you have any tips that you might want to add?
I mean, those are really good. But one thing I would say is get to learn the macronutrients of foods, because there may be some foods that you think are healthy that are not. Especially in today's world, there are so many labels that are like, this is healthy, but it has so much sugar and so much fat and whatever. So, you can...
And that's why goals are important, measurable goals, because what might be healthy for you right now might not be healthy for me.
Totally.
Because I'm not looking to get a bunch of fat in my diet, whereas you might need that right now. Mm-hmm. So to have those measurable goals, you're able to know what is healthy for you, rather what might be healthy for someone else. What's healthy for a person who runs 100 miles a week is not going to be healthy for someone who has a desk job.
I was more saying granola bars and stuff like that. You think are Kind bars, for example, are one thing that everybody's like, oh, Kind bars are healthy. But if you look at the macronutrients, sometimes it's better to eat a candy bar than a Kind bar. With
just the same thing.
Yeah. So, just get to know foods, because that was something I've slowly but surely learned. It's not good to sit there and have 5 scoops of peanut butter, even though peanut butter is healthy for you.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I think the last thing that I would want to say is, at the end of the day, and I don't mean to over-spiritualize it, but really at the end of the day, it comes down to, like we talked about with fitness, your reason for eating healthy, at least for me, at the core of it, is because I want to take care of the body that God has given me. God has gifted me this body, and I want to be able to use it as an instrument for His purposes the best that I possibly can. And so I'm going to take care of it with taking care of my physical fitness. And I'm not going to throw junk into it all the time. Every now and then.
Sometimes we do. You guys have seen our cheat days.
You've seen it. I do. But for the most part, I want to take care of this vessel that God has given me, so that I am not inhibited, is that the right word? Inhibited from answering His call when He does call me. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's sort of the last thing that I wanted to say, is that this is more than just, I want to lose weight, or I want to be skinny, or I want to look good. This is about your ministry. And that's why I think it's very important to take it seriously, or at least to give it a thought and to give it a try. But with that being said, we are going to play a game with junk food. And Sweet Bear's not looking forward to this because she can't eat junk food right now.
And if you say something to me, I'm like, I need that.
Okay.
I need that.
Well, here we go. That. So just don't look at the screen. We're going to play this or that with some junk food. Are you ready? Here we go. Cheetos or Fritos?
Cheetos.
I knew that was true.
I love Cheetos.
I know she does. Milky Way or Snickers?
Ooh, right now I say Milky Way, but that would change.
Really?
That
Mine
would change.
would totally be Snickers all the way. Next up, Sour Patch Kids or Sour Watermelon?
Watermelon.
Really? I would be Sour Patch Kids. That's very hipster of you to like the water. Ice cream or froyo?
Ice cream.
Yeah.
I like froyo too a lot though.
I'm not a big froyo fan. Gummy bears, gummy worms?
Worms. I don't really like candy though.
No! The bear said the worms. You wouldn't want to eat your own kind, I understand.
Yeah.
Ruffles
yeah.
or Lay's?
Lay's, you would say Ruffles.
I would say Ruffles. But only if I can have the sour cream and onion dip.
with it.
Come on now.
And if you're having the sour cream and onion dip, you want a sturdier chip, so I understand that.
Yes, exactly. The Lay's, they break with everything. Pie or cake?
Oh, cake probably.
Really?
Although my apple pie is divine.
It is. It really is. And I don't like cake.
I know you
I know
don't.
I'm totally in the minority there, but I don't. Butter popcorn or cheese popcorn?
Butter.
Butter popcorn or caramel popcorn?
Butter.
Butter popcorn or Chicago mix, which is cheese and caramel together?
Chicago mix.
Yeah, Chicago mix beats all the popcorns. Next up, Cheez-Its or Goldfish?
Cheddar bunnies.
Cheddar bunnies.
Cheez-Its.
Nice. Cheez-Its are better. Lucky Charms or Fruit Loops?
Lucky Charms 100%. I don't like Fruit Loops.
What if I took the marshmallows out of the Lucky Charms? Would it be Fruit Loops or Lucky Charms?
No, it'd be nothing.
Nothing. Reese's Pieces or Reese's Peanut Butter Cup?
Peanut butter cup. You?
What's your favorite kind of Reese's?
Reese's.
The regular peanut butter
Just
cup?
regular Reese's.
They had these Reese's bars a while ago. I forget what they were called. It was like extra crunch, and it was basically a Reese's but a Butterfinger. If they had a baby.
So why are we doing this when we
delicious.
just talked about eating
Peanut butter or Nutella?
Peanut butter.
I don't get the Nutella
We don't like
thing.
Nutella.
I just don't get it.
The Nutella Cafe opened in Chicago.
Really? I don't get it. Fruit roll-up, fruit snacks.
Fruit snacks.
Yeah, fruit roll-ups are nasty. I'm sorry. Sorry to your childhood. Oreos, Chips Ahoy.
Oreos.
Oreos all the way. All the way. Hamburger, hot dog. Hot dog.
Probably a hot dog.
Probably a hot dog.
I love hamburger dog.
She's from Chicago, so she'd probably choose a hot dog. Pizza or fried chicken?
That
Oh,
is the hardest question for you. I'd say pizza.
it's got to be pizza. Pizza, if you asked me about 2 years ago, it would have been fried chicken.
yeah.
But pizza is now my favorite food. So
That's a tough one for
that
me.
is donuts or muffins?
Donuts! But I've been becoming obsessed with blueberry muffins.
Kit Kat or Twix?
Twix.
Twix
Hundo.
all the way.
Yeah, Kit Kats aren't that great.
All right, here we go. 2 more, and that is it. M&M's or Skittles?
M&M's, duh.
M&M's, all the way. And finally, Cake Pops or normal cake?
Normal cake.
Cake Pops
I'd say Cake
all
Pops.
day, even though I don't really like cake. And that is This or That Junk Food Edition.
Erin can't eat any of those.
And that is going to be the end of our show. Thank you all for watching. I want to let you know about a couple quick things. Those of you, if you've watched the show before, you know I have a show coming up in Chicago. You can get your tickets down below. You need to check that out. Also, I am running the Chicago Marathon in October. Sweet Bear and I, we are running a half marathon together in July. And then in October, I am running the full
And I
Chicago
ain't.
Marathon.
And I ain't. Okay.
I am, but I want to let you all know this because I'm running it with Mercy Home Heroes. It's a charity for boys and girls, and you can visit a link down below. I raise money for the charity to run the marathon. And so if you want to support, not me, don't support me running, support me with like, hey, John, you can do it on October. But if you want to support Mercy Home, which is a really fantastic cause, providing support to boys and girls who grow up in foster homes and without parents and things like that. You can visit a link down below and just donate. Donate $1, $2, $5. And I will be running my 26.2 miles for a good cause, a fantastic cause, I would say. And I'll be hurting afterwards, but it will be worth it. And that's all we have for you. Don't forget to follow us on the gram. I'm at Jon Jorgenson.
I'm at Air Jorgen.
He's at Buckets
Buckets
Jord.
Jord.
Don't forget it. That's all we have for you this week.
Keep being tossa.
Don't forget about the Fam Jam, Sweet Bear.
Oh, the Fam Jam.
Here we oh, before we go, the Fam Jam. Do not forget, you can comment down below and request a song for the Fam Jam. Please keep it so that the lyrics are not completely explicit. You can get a little racy, but not completely explicit. There's kids who watch this show. So comment down below with what song you want to hear on the Fam Jam, and we'll shout you out when we choose your song. So here we go. Ready?
Beach house in Miami. Wake up with no jammies. Lobster tail for dinner. Julio served that scampi. You got it if you want it. Got it if you want it. Said you got it if you want it. Take my wallet if you want it now.